how I came up with character designs for my Otome game. So I thought that this video would be pretty helpful for artists, but I thought it might also be pretty intriguing for just an average person who's interested in the art development process of anime games, anime, manga, that type of stuff. So hopefully this video is interesting. If so, make sure to like for the YouTube algorithm, comment any questions you might have, and then subscribe for more type of content like this. So if you didn't know, Otome games target a female audience. Otome games, by definition, are usually a game that has a female lead. It's and like a harem of boys, right? So naturally, we want an art style that has attractive character, particularly in this case, boys. So when we think about designing these types of characters, typically when I think about attractive characters, big thing is particularly fashion. I think that's extremely important with regards to character design because it can tell a lot about the character, it can tell a lot about the world, it can tell a lot about everything, and it's just cool to see fashionable characters. That's just naturally a more attractive and appealing thing to the average eye. So when I'm working with an artist to create the designs for this Otome game, usually I provide a certain kind of reference for the type of fashion style and also art style that I'm looking for, and I make sure that those references are typically what would match the character's personality. So for example, here we have Kai from Red Spark. He's a total fuckboy, popular kid, looks like it. You can totally tell just from one glance at him. You kind of understand his personality, you understand where he's from, right? Like his general age, and he's a good looking guy. Same with this character, he's Shen, who's also a Red Spark character, cute little nice guy, artsy kid. Immediately you know what his vibe is, and so we wanted to, give him that kind of hipster e-boy look. And then here we have Enzo from Blue Spark, who is basically like an edgy Sasuke Uchiha character, except kind of more modern. Still handsome, still good looking character. You look at him hopefully as a girl and you're like, wow, that's an attractive character still, right? That's the vibe. And so when you come up with that kind of character design, like that's kind of like the first step, like the references that build up to that. But usually, you don't start off with that final image, right? You start off with sketches, and usually it's pretty rough, like this. And so when we create those sketches, that really helps us understand before we get into like the nitty-gritty like details what we're gonna get. So after we know what the character is roughly gonna look like, we want to kind of start creating varying character expressions for that character. And by character expressions, I mean facial expressions. Because in an Otome game, and video games in general, usually that the characters are having varying faces because they have to respond to different scenarios. It usually helps a character feel a lot more dynamic if their faces and expressions are changing as the game is playing out. So usually, what we do is we just add a few expressions in there. We just change it up. It's not that particularly hard on the art side because usually you keep, the body and the pose and everything else the same. You're just kind of remixing the face and creating a bunch of different versions of the face. So hopefully on the art side, it's not a major lift. That being said, I have seen Otome games where people's body language and all that stuff changes. That's more work, but if you have the means, you have the resources, you have the time, definitely do that. It's pretty cool when the characters like change, like if they're shocked, like they're put their hand on their head, or if they're angry, they're pointing at you or something. I think it's really cool, but just more costly because you have to revamp the entire character, you have to redraw the entire thing. So usually, we create a bunch of expressions like so, for example. And after we have a diverse set of expressions, then we can take that kind of rough sketch that we had and start to ink it and then eventually color it. And then boom, it's done. So then we have a character sheet with art that we can essentially put into an Otome game, right? A video game. So my partner for today is a platform called Dorian. Dorian is a platform that hosts Otome games as well as other visual novel games. And it allows for people to use existing art that they have and import it into the game to create Otome games. And if you're not an artist, you can actually use the art from other people's that other people have imported into the platform for your own Otome games. And then as an artist, you're probably wondering like, hey, what's the benefit for me? You actually get paid from the games that those people create, which is pretty cool. And if you're not an artist and you don't care about any of this stuff and you just like to play Otome games, Dorian has those games for free. You can just play them, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool how much content that they have just at your fingertips for free, like ridiculous. So we have the character sheet. It's pretty easy to get your art into the video game platform. Once you're signed up as a creator, I'll have a video link here. So it's pretty easy to get your art that you just created into the platform. Once you're a creator on Dorian, you can literally just go to characters, custom, and then you can import your art assets and like attach it to a story. It's pretty easy, pretty straightforward. Like literally you're just uploading files. It's pretty sick. Make sure that it's just the right dimensions and stuff, and then boom, you're done. And then you have a character in the Dorian platform, and it's really easy using their platform to just kind of like make those characters come to life. And I have other videos and a playlist that can kind of help you walk through that as well. So if you're an artist, it's pretty easy to get started on creating your own Otome game. And if you're not an artist and you just want to create one, like that's also pretty easy as well. So definitely check out the playlist and definitely check out Dorian. The link will be in the description to check those guys out. I have 2 games on there currently. One is called Blue Spark, which is a narrative Otome game, and then the other one's called Red Spark, which is more of a meme Otome game, still a little bit narrative, but it's more comedic and crazy. So hopefully this video was helpful and informative for you guys. But yeah, if you're interested in seeing more content like this, make sure to let me know in the comments and subscribe. Thank you so much. Peace.